Hello guys, it is Brittany here. Welcome back to my Colorguard YouTube channel for another video in my long list of videos for all my fabulous first years out there. This is the 5th installment on this playlist or series. So if you haven't watched the first 4 videos, drop spins, 27 points, cones, or flourishes, you need to watch those first or else this won't really make much sense. Okay? But if you have, good on you. And today we're going to learn the basics of tossing, everyone's favorite thing in the whole entire Colorguard world because it looks really cool. Simple as that. Okay, so today we're going to learn pop tosses, which is basically introduces you into the world of tosses. Then you're going to learn your first ever actual toss, which is called the pop toss, which is kind of the most basic one out of our long list of flag tosses. So let's get started. So, stepping into the world of pop tosses and tossing world, it is very important that I need you guys to put on your brave faces today because I swear to you, learning how to toss is the scariest thing in Colorguard and can be the most discouraging. As someone that I literally had to spend months sometimes working on tosses just because it's hard. Please don't be discouraged if after like the first 2 times you still can't do it. It happens, okay? That's the magic of YouTube. We can rewind and replay. So for pop tosses, or sorry, pole flips, not pop tosses, that's later. You want to have your flag down towards the ground. We're going to start on the right side first, which my right hand is going to be on the bottom. My left hand is going to be about a third of the way down. Most flags should have thirds on them. I don't, sorry. So it should be about a third of the way down. Thumb up, remember, we're going to kind of tuck it around. This is thumb up. So for reference, that's how we're starting. So now that we know where our hands go, right hand on the tab, both thumbs up, palms towards my pole. We're going to kind of just get the motion before we actually let the thing go. So for a pole flip on your right side, you want to think about your right hand, your left hand working together. Some tosses you're going to have the hands working separately or doing different jobs. This one, they're going to be doing the same job. This left hand is going to pull towards the ground while the right one pulls up. So I kind of get this flat space in this area. Okay? So once we reach this flat space, we'll kind of release both hands. So that way we can kind of get a full rotation. One full rotation basically means that our starting point will also be our ending point. That's not the actual toss, but just for reference. So one full rotation will be I start here, I'm going to pull apart, it'll release, this is imaginary release, and then end here. Okay? So now, let's kind of figure out how the heck tossing even works. So your ideal thing to do is pull apart. Kind of like if someone was trying to pull you apart with energy going equal in both ways, stretching yourself, kind of think about all that energy going like this. If you pull too much with your right hand, your flag's going to go over there. Pull too much with your left hand, your flag's going to go over there. So you want to make sure you pull equally so it stays in front of us. So we're going to pull. We're kind of going to pull, I know I was talking about this flat angle, so that's where we're about to pull. We'll actually release once it hits this upper angle. 99% of the time, whenever you release anything in the Colorguard world, you are going to release it at an upper 45-degree angle. So if this is 90 degrees, 45 is going to be about that in between. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm here, I'm going to go hit this point, and once it hits, it's going to release. Okay? Notice I started here, right hand, left hand. I released about here, and I did a full rotation. Okay? When you first do pole flips, you're going to be so freaked out that something's leaving your hands, you're going to immediately want to get your hands back on it. So you're going to look like this. Pole flips, your goal is to be nice and strong because it's getting you ready for, tossing everything else. So as you get more comfortable, think about reaching this hand towards the top of your pole so that way you can get up here and won't be scrunched down here. Now that we've gone over the right, of course, let's do the left. So we're going to kind of copy and paste and flip the right side. So we're going to start left hand, remember still both thumbs will be up, left hand's on the tab, right hand is now on the third, and thumbs up like I mentioned. We're going to do the same thing. my hands are doing the same job, but now reversed. My right hand's pulling down towards the ground while my left hand pulls up towards the sky. And as they do it, I'm gonna hit this upper 45. Once I hit that, I'll release, and then your flag will flip around. Okay, like I've said in my other videos, the left side will always be harder, and it's always gonna feel a lot more comfortable. So even if you feel like you nail the right, you might flip it to the left and it'll be a whole different story. But don't be discouraged. I know you got it. Left side, so here, and I release. So 5, 6, 7, 8, flip, catch. Notice my right hand is still at that third where I started, my left hand is still at the tap. I know it may seem like a lot, but the main thing I need you to think about is, first of all, just let it go. If you're standing there watching me with your flag in your hand, just waiting and not letting it go, that's the first problem. I will say, especially from experience, 99% of the time, if you can't get a toss or a trick or something, it's because it's all mental, okay? So first you just gotta let it go. The first drop, once you get it out of the way, you'll be 1,000 times more comfortable. So get that out of the way, even if you just do this, just let it out of your hands. Do something, okay? Then our second thing I need you to kind of practice is the swinging motion. Just kind of getting used to your hands moving with your flag. And then eventually, if you want, you can do it in slow-mo. Let's say I hit here and I just go, ugh. Not the most perfect or beautiful thing in the world, but hey, it gets the job done and it'll teach you how to do this skill. If you want to, just be like, flip. There, see? Now eventually you'll get comfortable, you can do it all in one motion. Okay, now that we've kind of learned the basics of a full flip, I'm going to teach you an exercise, as I always do, and then we're going to move on to the fun world of pop tosses. So let's go. All right, so now it's time for the fun world of exercises and pull, flip, land. So we're going to start off kind of similar to what we did with our cones or our flourishes or whatever. 99% of the time, everything we do is in 16 counts. So we're going to do it in 16s. We're going to do it in 8s. So there'll be 2 8s, which equals 16, makes sense. Going to be 4 sets of 4 counts, equals 16, makes sense. And we're going to do 8 sets of just 2s, which also equals 16. So if you ever get lost, I highly suggest just taking each section and counting 16 counts, and you'll never get lost. But that being said, let's do the exercise. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, squeeze, 2, 3, squeeze, 1, 2, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, squeeze, 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 1, and alright guys, so that is the exercise of pull flips on my right side. There is an exercise on the left side, of course, so we do on the right, we do on the left. However, for the sake of time, I won't be going over that because it's the exact same exercise, except remember, your left hand's on the bottom, your right hand's on top, your hand position is the same, you need the same amount of power, same amount of counts, 3 sets of 16, except it's on a different side. But so we can move on to our pop toss. We're gonna move on. Okay, so for a pop toss, or a prayer toss, depending on where you're from, you're going to hold your flag at a right slam, or a right slant, also depending on where you're from. So we want it to be, remember, our seatbelt angle, nice and tight, safety, buckle up. Want to be nice and tight as we start. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to use this sliding motion. My right hand sliding to my end cap. So slide. That motion to kind of pop it into the air once I actually release it. We'll more realistically release at this angle, because like I said earlier, every single thing you release in Colorguard pretty much releases at an upper 45. We're going to use the sliding motion to release about there, and it's going to be super high and super slow, just to kind of introduce you into the world of throwing things in the air and hopefully catching them. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So I'll give you a nice little 5, 6, 7, 8. I typically catch them with one hand. If you need to, especially if you're new, catching with 2 hands is completely acceptable. But for now, you'll see me catch with one. Our free hands, which I'll talk about later in my next video with more tosses, Basically, your free hands is what you look like underneath your toss. You want to be like this, because you got someone taking pictures at competitions, that's bound to be the picture you're going to get. Okay? Want to make sure we're nice and sturdy underneath all our tosses. Let's say if I toss in second position, I need to stay in that position always. And then, once I have that down, whatever my hands are, which, you know, your instructors will clarify. For instance, for me, for this video, I want you guys doing our prayer hands, which is once you release, your right hand will come to your left, kind of like a little prayer motion, elbows out. You're gonna hold, 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 and the second you catch your flag, boom, you let your right hand out, your left hand will come down. So I'll do that again so you guys can see. So 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, prayer hands, and catch. I'm gonna catch my right hand at the tab. If you need to, you can catch your left hand underneath. That'll kind of help you in the future because we catch a lot of our tosses like this. So if you need to, you can also do it like this. Okay? It'll kind of get you more comfortable, and then we get into the world of singles, it won't be nearly as scary. So let's try one together, and then that'll be it for today. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, catch 3. So, thank you guys for watching yet another one of my color guard tutorials on my YouTube channel here. Really appreciate all of your guys' support. As I always say, questions, comments, concerns are a great thing to put in the comment section down below. I love to see your guys' videos of your progress. It's really awesome to see, so please, if you take a video of yourself doing this, send it to me, let me know how you do. If you're a newbie, I'm going to keep releasing videos, which by the time you see this, hopefully all of them will be up. So please look at the rest of this playlist if you're trying to get good at color guard, and your first year of color guard will be a breeze. Alright, that's all I got. Bye guys.